Okay.
Oh, hello, everybody. We're laughing because we've been trying to get on for 6 minutes now. But hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. So you all have been waiting to meet my guest, Jessica Doak, who I've been calling Jessica Bobbitt all day. So
That's
you so so you all have been waiting. Come on in. Go ahead and share this with your friends and tell everybody we're here. We're finally here. My name is Linda Murray Bullitt. They call me the business plug. And this is part two of a two series of videos I've done today. So, Jessica, during our time at 7 o'clock, I talked about back office development. And I talked about how business owners really need to concentrate on putting automation in their business and things. But before we get to all of that, I want them, because you went through the 360 business assessment. But before we get to that, I want them to hear from you about you and your story about the Black Candle Company at blackcandlecompany.com.
okay. All right. So, hello, everybody. Jessica Bobbitt Dokes. I'm the owner and curator of the Black Candle Company. We're a luxury home fragrance collection specializing in affordable luxury. We offer over 8 different products in 6 different captivating scents that will surely transcend your home. I started this company back in July of 2021. After a tumultuous year of mental health issues, temporary physical disabilities, and just a lot of different issues. And I remembered I had purchased a candle kit several years prior and decided to get that kit out. And little did I know it would turn into something that was very much therapeutic. And so I've been doing it since then, and it's just been a whirlwind, and I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Right. And talk about some of the places where they can find your products today.
Okay, so we are currently in, I think it's 5 different locations. You can find us in Alkebalon Bookstore off Jefferson Street. We're also in Natural Hair Awakening out in Donaldson, the Man Cave in Donaldson, um, Royal Massage and Yoga Lounge out in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And then we're also on Amazon. And you can also visit our website at www.theblackcandlecompany.com.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, so we were talking. So we met. So tell them about what how we got to meet. So you went through a course
Yes.
there in Nashville.
Yes.
And so talk about that.
Okay. So I actually went through, it was 2 different ones that kind of, I guess it was a step-by-step process. So the first one was called Corner to Corner. That one's a 10-week program for entrepreneurs that basically you kind of learn the groundwork of becoming a business and developing your business and streamlining your business, all things business. So once I completed that course, they gave me Danielle McGee's name with Business Boom. And so they offered a 4-week class to kind of dive a little bit deeper into business. And we talked about, the legal side of business, the operational side of business, just everything business. And then from that, we had the opportunity to meet with yourself,
Yes.
just to kind of dive a little bit deeper and investigate each of our individual businesses. And you've been tremendous in helping me kind of, take that next step in getting my business out there. And just certain things like setting up a Google page, something as simple as that. I feel like that's kind of helped elevate my business, to the next level, but just things such as that. So it's definitely been a great, experience. I've enjoyed every program and, every opportunity that I've gotten this far.
Absolutely. And so we talked about where you were, because you were already doing some work.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like you were in scratch. I mean, you were already in some stores, you were already doing some things on your own. And then we went through the 360 business assessment and kind of looked at how we could up level those things you were already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so, and how it works, we did that first session together, and then you had a follow-up 2 weeks later to see how and by the time 2 weeks later, you had already moved 70% of the checklist.
Yes, right.
You
I was not playing.
doer. You are a doer. I love you. I love you. You are a doer. You are the ideal client. Every coach in the world wants a client just like you.
Oh, well, I
You
appreciate
take the information and you start moving with it, right? Start moving. Oh, and this is what's funny. So her and I told you about LinkedIn. And you said, well, Miss, you said, well, Miss Linda, not only did I do that, but I done contacted this person and that person.
Yes.
I was, I was like, go girl, go. Ideal client, but you really, really, your products, I love that they are affordable luxury.
Yes.
Affordable luxury. And I do you have any that you can show us? Do you have any near you?
Sure. Let me see.
I know that was off the cuff.
No, you're fine. Well, let's see. I've got,
Because I love that they all come in these black, beautiful containers, and I wanted the customers to see them.
okay.
I wanted the client, the people that are listening, I call them customers. I done booked y'all too.
So yeah, so
But I want them to see them.
Okay. So like this one is our 8-ounce room spray. We've also got a 2-ounce that's one of the more popular ones, just if you want to try it out first and kind of see what our scents are, our products are all about. But this is the 8-ounce, and that's a part of our, I don't really have a name for these are my main products that are all affordable, prices ranging anywhere from $5 to $27 being the most expensive. And that's our 12-ounce candle that's the most expensive. And then we also have a Luxe collection, which is one of our more expensive. This one's, of course, has been used, but it comes with a double wick and it's in a crate and barrel vessel. And you'll notice too about all of our products, they're all in black, hence the name, the Black Candle Company. All of our vessels are matte black. We use a coconut apricot cream wax. We also use crackling wooden wicks just to give you that fireplace noise. And then what else can I tell you? Oh, our scents. Right now we offer 6 different scents. We have our white tea and fig, which is our most popular. That's our hotel inspired fragrance.
I love that.
Yes, that's the
it smells so good. It smells good as a lotion too. It smells so good.
And then we've got Black Moscato, which is more on the sweet side. If you like the wine, it's just like the wine. Then we've got another fragrance called the Black Man. I always say that one, envision a man stepping out of the shower. It's fresh, it's clean, and it's masculine.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Right.
I'm going to sample that one myself.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular one. And then we've got Black Luxury. That's more of a spicy masculine scent. It smells really good. And then the last 2 scents that we've added are Black Woman and Black Excellence. Those are more of a rich, luxurious fragrance. So those are a little bit more expensive just because they're our premium fragrances. But yeah, we definitely try to keep all of our products affordable. And I think the one thing that really sets us apart from other candle companies is the fact that we focus on 4 major key points. Number 1 being affordability. 2 being the aesthetics of our products, 3 being the health consciousness, just making sure that, we're putting out products that 10 years down the road, you're not going to suffer from, respiratory issues because you've inhaled these toxic chemicals.
Right.
And then 4 being sustainability, kind of going along with the health consciousness, just making sure they're quality products, that will last you a while. So,
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so how did you choose these scents though?
So that was a process. I know a lot of candle makers, you would think that they all kind of mix their fragrance, but that is truly an art. I started off trying to create my own personal scents, my own, custom scents, but it was really challenging. So there's several candle suppliers that make these fragrance oil kits. And so one of the companies, they do a really great job in putting out these really like luxury, like custom, like really unique scents. So out of my 6 scents, 3 of them come from that company just because I really love how they mix their fragrances. Yeah. So, and also, of course, they promote them as non-toxic, eco-friendly. And so it was a win-win. So I was like, I'll go with this company. And I did the sample kit. And I just basically, as soon as I smelled them, I said, yeah, this aligns with the vision that I have in mind.
I love it.
That's kind of how I picked them.
I love it. I love it though, but because you and that's fortunate because a lot of times people will just get what's out there I
Mm-hmm.
love that you were cognizant of what you wanted before
Mm-hmm.
you went shopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that way you didn't just get something just to get something.
Right.
It had to align with what you had seen for the Black Candle Company. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a hint for some of my business owners who are watching this, and you're sourcing products to for your supplier from your suppliers. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't just go for the first thing out there. Make
Right.
sure it aligns.
Right.
Make
Right.
sure it makes sense.
Right.
I love that you, honey. I'm telling you, every consultant on my line gonna be saying, I need to call her. Because that's the type of person they want. When you're talking about somebody who knows what they want and can articulate
Mhm.
exactly what the vision for your company is, and exactly how you want it to be set up, exactly how you want it to flow, and then to look at your targeted customers. So when we talk about your targeted customers, who are your targeted customers, ma'am?
So my customers, my target audience, I would say is the male or female between the ages of 20 to 55. Those are generally the individuals that, kind of gravitate towards my products. They're all seeking luxury items. And then to top that off, they're seeking affordable luxury items.
Yeah.
That's kind of the general consensus that, when I do these vendor events, I always like to get, customer feedback and kind of get an idea of what they like, what they don't like, what they're drawn to, why they came up to me in the first place. So that's really it. A lot of them say that affordable luxury and then the overall aesthetic of the product. That's kind of what they're drawn to. So I'd say those individuals are my target audience.
I love it. I love it. And I love what you just said about getting your feedback. And
Mm-hmm.
so what ways have you been busy getting their feedback?
I mean, of course, like when I do those vendor events, just talking to the customers, like, also when I send the surveys, like if they buy something on the website, I'll send them an email, just surveying them, asking their opinion, how'd you like your product? What you brought you in, like, how did you find out about us? Even when I do my candle making events, I'll ask the people, the customers, how did you hear about us? Like what platform, or
Absolutely.
advertisement did you see? So that's always helpful. And then the Google reviews, I found the analytics on there were very helpful in
Yeah.
showing who was coming to the website and where they came from, how they searched, all that good stuff. So just kind of
Absolutely.
looking at a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. And I love that you're using the metrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all your tools, all your automation that you
Mm-hmm.
have in place, now you can tell where your customers come from and who are your customers. And then
Mm-hmm.
once they get there, you're having conversations with them. So you're
Mm-hmm.
not just one and done. Like from those conversations, you're able to create a customer journey, because they may start out with one of the fragrances, and then who wouldn't want the male scent? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
like a given, or the female scent. Who
Right.
wouldn't want that? And so trying those, you're actually creating these journeys from these people who you've identified to be your targeted customer. And then you're using their feedback to give them exactly what they say they'll pay for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I tell you, you are a business coach's plus, honey. You are what we want every business out there to become. I mean, you're it. You're it. You are it. Yeah, I love it. And so you're in these other places. So you have third party vendors out there that you're partnered with
Yes.
in order to put your products in front of even more customers.
Right. Right. So
And
like
so how does that work? How does those relationships work?
So like for example, I've been to West Elm now, the one in Green Hills. I've been there a total of 4 times. Just from the first time that I went in there, I felt like I, should be social with them, kind of talk to the associates there at the store about
Mhm.
my products, building a relationship with the manager and the director there. And that's kind of how I've been able to, continue to go back there. They're like, oh, you're so friendly. The customers like you, trying to make sure I engage, when they
Absolutely.
walk through the door, have a friendly face. So they're like, hey, let me go talk to her. She's kind of friendly, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So just continuing to foster those relationships. Same thing with Pottery Barn, because I've been there twice now. And I built a relationship with the manager there, same as, with West Elm, just, talking to her, kind of getting her feedback on what she thinks would be best about being in the store. And just, I kind of carry that over. Like I'm trying to get back into Sephora again,
Okay.
in the mall, just because the visibility, being in front of all
Absolutely.
those people and trying to build a relationship with their managers and directors. And I know for me personally with my company, like the goal is to become, one of those vendors in a large retail business. So I feel like, continuing those relationships with them will ultimately get to that point.
Absolutely. I love it. 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 And so you're doing like major things. And so if you were to talk to someone who is just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to give them your pitch and tell them what they need to know. And I'm going to step out for a minute.
Okay. Okay. I definitely would say, don't give up. Just keep going. If you've got a vision in mind, whether that be, setting up your vendor event, a pop-up event, in a place such as West Elm or Pottery Barn or, any other store for that matter. Just don't stop. If somebody says no to you, you keep asking, you just keep going after whatever it is that you're interested in. And I also say there are going to be times where you don't want to do certain things. I know there's some days where I may not feel like packing orders, but I keep pushing. I keep going because I know I have a goal in mind. So I definitely, I definitely say keep working towards your goal, whatever that may be. Keep pushing. When somebody closes the door in your face, don't let that be the end of it. You keep moving towards that goal.
And see, you are goals. You are goals because there are people out here selling skincare products, candles, hair care products.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're making all these. I bought a great body butter just the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And to them, they're still kind of new at it. And so
Mm-hmm.
they have them close to the chest. But you're talking about coming outside of your comfort. How comfortable were you the very first time you decided to walk up and get your product in a store?
I'll be honest, I was a little nervous at first, but then I kind of told myself, I was like, I mean, what can they say besides yes or no? You know what I mean? Like, if they say no, okay, I may come back and try again,
Exactly.
keep going. It doesn't hurt to hear no.
Exactly. I take no to be next opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no means not with them, but it doesn't mean not forever, right? It just
Right.
means not with you. And that's fine. And that's fine because what you do want to do is you want to get in places where it's a great win-win relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're bringing people because in your advertising, you're sending people to their stores, and
Mm-hmm.
in their advertising, they're sending people to your products.
Right.
Hey there, Daria. Did I pronounce it right? Don't let me butcher your name. But hey, doll, thanks for joining us. But yeah, and so that's the thing is, you're going to be afraid. Like when you're first starting out, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be thinking, oh man, how is this going to go? And that stinking thinking that happens all in your head, it's going to be saying, oh, who do you think you are? And what if they don't like it? And all the negative talk, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you push through that, right?
Right.
You push through that. Push through
Mm-hmm.
that and keep going because Daria. Okay, thank you, Daria. So yeah, should teach me how to spell her name. I mean, how to say her name. But thank you for joining us. Absolutely. Next opportunity. I was telling this group that I monitor that I work with that those no's it doesn't mean a permanent no. It's not a hard no. It
Mm-hmm.
actually just means next opportunity. And there's other little quirks that I have that I share with my group. But then when you are like you are, Jessica, and you're focused on getting your product out there in the hands of people that want it, the people that are wanting to enjoy affordable luxury. I mean, I love the packaging. I love I like things that have an elegant touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so and that's the exact thing that I feel when I look at your packaging. Like it's an elegant touch. And
Mm-hmm.
so, of course, people are going to think because it looks like upscale already.
Mm-hmm.
And the price points that you've given makes it affordable to just about anybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know that's important to you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So what since you started back in 21, what
Mm-hmm.
are some of the experiences that you have encountered that you say to yourself, if I'd have known that before I started, I would have done something different?
I'll say maybe when it comes to like certain vendor events, sometimes, I think it's a good experience though to get out there and try to do as many vendor events as possible. But sometimes some of those vendor events may not be worth it. And I
Right.
say that because you pay the vendor fee, and then you may not make as much money as you put out paying that vendor fee. You know what I mean? Nothing,
Absolutely.
not what you had in mind. So I'll say with those vendor events, just being a little bit more. I guess being a little bit more cognizant of the types of events, and then also doing a little bit more research on the events.
Absolutely.
Going back, looking and seeing like how much advertisement they do, and how much traffic they actually drive in, things like that.
Absolutely. And that is a good point. I had one of my students made handmade notebooks. These was the hardback little notepad books.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And she was trying to find her audience, right? First of all, we had to raise her price because she wasn't charging enough. But then second to that, she went to a fair that was not her people. It's important for you to know your people
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because I'm sure you can relate. I can relate too, where I went to a vendor event and those were not my people.
mm-hmm,
And I spent that money,
mm-hmm.
right? And then these people come up and what's that?
Right, right. They're
What are you
avoiding
doing?
your table, or just looking and.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, there's been events that I've paid money for that I didn't make a dime, but the
Mhm.
connections
Oh
that
yeah.
I made will pay off in the future, right?
Mhm,
So you have to
mhm.
look at everything is not money.
Right, right.
Some things are intangibles. And so if that being at that event will put you in the right place to meet the right people,
Mhm.
then it's worth the cost of admission.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's not about money. It can't always be about money. Because
Right,
money will be good to make money on everything you go for, but
right.
sometimes it's just putting you in the right place. Like if you're going to you're going to be a vendor and it's a celebrity event, and
Mhm,
then they do like a VIP where you can actually get to talk to the celebrity, that's going to be worth whether you
mhm.
sell anything or not. Just
Right,
being in the room
right,
is going
right,
to help you to do what you need to do. And so
right.
that's the thinking. So talk about how did you decide your labeling and packaging since we talk about how great it is.
Okay. So yeah, as far as like when I first came up with the company name, I just was like, I want it to be the Black Candle Company. I want everything to be all black. I want it to be sleek. I want it to be modern. I want it to be simple. So when it came to, finding the vessels for my candles and even my bottles, the vessels for the candles, I made sure that I don't have labels on my candles. So, when you buy them, you can literally take them off the shelf and then put them in a space in your home and not have to worry about taking that label off. Because I know
Mm,
that was a problem that I had. I would find a candle that I like the smell and I like the color, but I was like, oh, the label it just doesn't fit. So, when I was making my products, I was very cognizant of that. I was like, I want my candles to be labelless so that you don't have that issue.
mhm,
And then once again, with the vessels, I wanted something in order for it to be affordable. That's why I went with the tins, because they're a little bit less expensive than your glass vessels, but they
mm.
also give off that more expensive look because of the matte black.
I like it.
So that's why I went with the matte black, tin vessels. Same thing with the bottles. They're like that matte black glass. They're not that expensive. So that's how I was able to keep the cost low on those as well. But just being real,
Strategic.
yeah, being real strategic about what I was picking, and like I said, focusing on those four things. Work, is this particular product or this candle, is it going to fall under those four major key points? So yeah, just being real strategic about everything that I've, selected thus far.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. And the thing about it is being like thinking it through, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And thinking about what the impression from your customer
mm-hmm,
is.
mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times people don't think about packaging, and packaging is so important.
Right, right,
And Daria was like, that's a part of the branding, right? That's
right,
a part of building your brand's integrity is your packaging, the things that you're putting on your product. Like we don't think about when we are selling a fish sandwich and we just throw it into the bag and wrap a napkin about, but that's packaging. Like
right.
it counts. All of that counts. And so if we can be thinking more thoughtfully about what we're presenting and how our products, our services look to our clients.
Mm-hmm,
Like if it's attractive, it is worth it. I had a business, she had white bags, but she would
mm-hmm,
put her stamp on the bag.
mm-hmm,
Right, something, and then tie it with a particular bow in a particular color. Like it's
mm-hmm,
things like that. Those little things that we don't think about. Those are
mm-hmm,
the things that attract customers, and those are the things that show customers we care.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I applaud you because it looks exquisite. It really does.
Mhm.
I mean, you all go to the blackcandlecompany.com and just look at her products and you'll see what I'm saying. I mean, the girl has done her thing. She's done her
Thank
homework and it shows. So kudos to you for that.
thank you.
Kudos to you for that. And so when we were talking about the different things, like when you're busy making up your business and we talked about, you went through the 360 business assessment and you found some places, was like, some ideas. And then you took the ideas and went next level. So what, as a business owner, has
Mhm.
there been a time when you were afraid to ask for help or you were afraid you thought it make you look some kind of way?
So yeah, that's one of my, like, how you say, you ask somebody like, what are your pros and your cons, or what are your strengths and your weaknesses? I'd
Mm-hmm.
say that's probably one of my weaknesses, is like I have the control, like I want things to be a certain way. So, whether that's going like to a vendor event, or, just making the products myself, asking people to help me do those things. Like this past month or so, I had like a couple of huge orders that I had to make. And, like sometimes I don't want to bother other people, with my
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So I've got to get out of that. Like I have taken steps to stepping out of my comfort zone and asking for help. Like I had one of my candle making classes and actually had two volunteers that I kind of delegated some tasks to. So I felt proud of myself for letting go a little bit.
Letting go.
And I
Yay.
understand that, in order to grow in the business, you're gonna have to let other people help you. I can't do everything myself. So I'm getting better.
You're doing good though. You did the first step because the first step is recognizing there's a problem,
Mhm.
right? The first step is the first step, and that's us because this is our baby. This is like sending your baby over to an unknown person's house for them to
Right.
babysit. You be like, no, my baby's not going over there.
Exactly.
So these are our babies. Our businesses are our babies, and so we
Mhm.
hold them quite close to the chest. But the thing about it is, if we're planning on growing, we're going to have to, and it may not ever be as perfect as you are because they're not you,
Right.
but you
Right.
still have to have a level of tolerance. Like,
Mhm.
what can I be okay with? Even though it's not going to be exactly what I did, but what can I be okay with? And it's still not hurt my brand.
Right.
That's
Right.
most important, is that your customers are still satisfied, and it may not be the perfect piece, but it is an acceptable piece. It doesn't hurt your brand.
Right. Right.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You said, I had to let go.
It was a struggle. I mean, a huge struggle, but I was like, I've got to. If I want to grow, I've got to step out of my comfort zone. I've got to, relinquish some of that control, and you know.
I love it. Hey, you're preaching to the choir, baby. I get it. Virtual assistant for what?
Right.
I get it. I get it, but if we're gonna grow, then we have to relinquish that control and allow ourselves to have help when we need help. And so that's the thing, because here's what happens most times, and this is not you, this is, you are so far from this, but most new business owners have in their head exactly what their business should look like. And when you first started that first class, in your head, you knew exactly what you wanted, right? But when you went through that training, did that change any?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think, I started to kind of, certain ideas like, oh, I could do this, and I could do this, and it did.
Yeah, it never fails, because what happens is a lot of people take that first business idea that they get, they think that's actually, God saying you're going to be a business owner, right? And that bells and whistles thing that we see in the beginning, like all the bells, all the whistles, we learned that, wait a minute, our clients are not going to pay for those are not the things the clients are paying for, because we have to get the client's feedback in order to fine tune that idea so that we can actually start making money. But a lot of people are stuck like, no. In my head, it looks like this. And it's like, I take Apple for an example. They send you a phone that takes pictures and makes calls. And then they send you apps and updates for the things that people say they're willing to pay for. So that feedback is, how important was that to you?
It was really important. I mean, especially in the beginning too. Like when my first few candles that I sent out, like the wicks that I was using, somebody told me, it smells like wood. I can't smell the candle. I just smell wood. So I switch my wicks over, and now I've found wicks that obviously work for me. But little things like that. Even somebody suggested selling the fragrance oils. So now I sell fragrance oils, and like those are very popular products. But those are two major things I remember in the beginning phase that really kind of helped, major feedback.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so if we can ask our customers, what is it that you need? And then listen to what they say and implement it, right? Then we are making products, and you're creating journeys. Like, you're not just doing one and done. Because now they done bought it for all their family. And this Christmas, oh my goodness, hope you're going to have some volunteers. You're going to need them, because people are going to buy it for all their family. Everybody gets you get a candle.
I am all for it.
but that's what it's about. And so I'm glad we finally were able to come on, because I really wanted you to tell people about your journey and about your magnificent company that you have, that you're doing all this wonderful stuff, and how you're actually putting to test the information that you've learned going through these different segments of training. Yeah, I love it. And so Danielle is how I met you, because I'm working with Danielle. And so she was like, well, Linda, we need somebody to come in and do this. Nobody's doing this out here, teaching these businesses how to get their back office together, right? How to get the marketing and the back end piece together. But you seem to have gotten it together, honey. You have hit the ground running. I love it. So what's coming up for the Black Candle Company that you can share?
Okay, so we actually have signed the lease, and we're moving into a brick and mortar. So yes, I'm pretty excited about it. It'll be a smaller space, but it'll be a place where, of course, we can have our retail set up, and then we can also have our candle making events pretty often. So we'll go from, just having the one candle event a month, we'll be able to have like 2 or 3.
Absolutely. That is wonderful. I knew that was something that you were looking for. And now you're there. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm pretty
excited. When we first talked, you said, this is down the road, but I'm looking forward to this. And now it's happening.
Right.
I love it. You're just making it all happen. You are. You're just making it all happen. Step by step. You're just getting things done, knocking them out.
Going through my little checklist.
Going through your checklist and working it out. I love it. And that's what the 360 business assessment is like. We talked about your business from beginning to end, and we talked about different things that you're already doing and how we could enhance those things. And then you had your little checklist, and you're like, Miss Linda, I got 75% of it done.
Right.
Kudos, baby. I love it. I love it. In 2 weeks, she had knocked out so many things that it's taken other people months to get done. And she's like, no, Miss Linda, this is what I'm doing. I'm working this check. We got this checklist and we're knocking this checklist off. No, ma'am. We're getting things done over here. And I congratulations. Yes, I'm with you.
Thank you.
Daria, yeah. Congratulations on everything with the Black Candle Company. And then once you get in your brick and mortar, I'm gonna give you time to get in there and get settled. I want you to come back and tell people how it is.
Okay.
Especially after this upcoming holiday season, like Christmas season and all. You're gonna do marvelous things, sister.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you for your yes. So any parting thing you want to tell people before we end this?
I'll just say, just keep visiting our website. Be on the lookout. We've got several events that are coming up. We'll continue to update our calendar, just to, make sure all those events are listed on there. But yeah, and thank you so much, Miss Linda, for having me on here and giving me this platform. And then also, like I said before, just kind of helping me elevate my business. Like, I really appreciate it.
It's been my pleasure to meet you. It has. It really has. I wish you all the best. And I am praying for you to have an astounding Christmas season.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So my name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And today I have plugged you in with the Black Candle Company. You can go visit them at theblackcandlecompany.com. I'll see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, here on the Business Plugs Mixer. You all have a great rest of your week.